Hey there guys, welcome to Arsenal Fan TV. This is the review of Tottenham Hotspur versus Arsenal, the final score being 2-2. And I thought I'd wait to do this review until after the game between Watford and Leicester City, just so we can take a more realistic look at where we stand in relation to the Barclays Premier League table. And unfortunately, Watford couldn't do a job on Leicester, so we are 8 points off top spot now behind Leicester following our draw at White Hart Lane, which is devastating, absolutely devastating news, especially after such a hard-fought performance today. I don't think anyone can argue at the moment that Leicester City deserve to be winning this Premier League title, and I'm not saying that we should give up on going for the league this season, but 8 points off top, which I think is disgraceful given how this season's panned out. Our best chance to win it, I think it's, if I'm being realistic, I think it's dead and buried. I don't think we've got much of a chance of winning the Premier League title, but it's not over till it's over. We've got 9 games, which I think we can potentially win, but it really does remain to be seen what Arsenal turns up in those games. And the only way that we are going to win the league now is by winning 9 games out of 9. We've got Everton away, we've got West Ham away, we've got City away. It's going to be difficult. Like I say, I think it's over in terms of us winning it, but all we can do is focus on what we've got coming up ahead of ourselves. We've got a replay in the FA Cup against Hull City, which is looking like a more important game, as that could potentially be our only bit of silverware this season. But let's just try to win all our remaining games. This season has been incredibly underwhelming and disappointing if we're not able to win the Premier League trophy, but end strongly, and let's just see what happens at the end of the season. But 8 points is a massive deficit, and I think it's going to be really difficult to achieve if we are able to do it. Anyway, focusing back to slightly cheerier matters, today's result at White Hart Lane, a 2-2 draw with Tottenham Hotspur. Bottom line is, it's not the result we needed. If we'd have won against Swansea City, won against Manchester United, a 2-2 draw away from home at Spurs would have been superb, especially given the way that the game panned out, given that we ended with 10 men to our name. But unfortunately, we knew that there was a lot of pressure on us going into this match to claim 3 points. We haven't been able to do that, so the result in a way is a failure. But that's not to say it's a performance that I can't be proud of. I'm really pleased with the way the team performed, given that we were down to 10 men for the majority of that second half, given that it was a character-building display. And you've got to hope that this starts a run of form for us, because the football was actually a lot better than it was against Swansea and Manchester United, who I thought we played some really intricate play. I think that was down to the change within the Arsenal squad. We saw Danny Welbeck start up front, which for me was a superb change to make in this Arsenal team. Olivier Giroud has been very stale in recent weeks, and we needed that refreshment going up top as well. We saw Aaron Ramsey remain in the Arsenal side, except he was deputised on the right-hand flank. Very frustrating at times, but got a superb finish to open up the scoring and was very useful on that flank, as opposed to playing in the middle, where he has looked incredibly out of sorts. And we also saw Mohamed El Nene get his Premier League start, his first Premier League start, should I say, and he was immense for me. Really did dictate that midfield at times, looked really strong alongside his counterpart, Francis Coquelin, and I hope that this is the start of him getting a bit more time in and around the Arsenal starting 11. A few changes at the back as well. David Ospina came in, was immense in the absence of Petr Cech. We saw Kieran Gibbs come in for Nacho Monreal. Still can't really get my head around that one, but Gibbs came in, did a superb job. I thought he played really well, was superb going forward, and did a very good job defensively, coping with Kyle Walker, etc. On the whole, though, I thought the whole defensive performance was really good. Per Mertesacker looked a lot better in this game, apart from on Harry Kane's first goal, and we also saw Gabriel alongside him. I thought he was the best defender out of the whole back line. He was immense today. Great to see it from Gabriel, and he really did look passionate, had the desire required for a derby of this standard. But getting into the game, it started off at a very fast pace, very open in that opening 5-10 minutes of the game. It was Spurs. I don't think you can deny they had the rub of the green. They were playing a better football. They were having a lot of possession, but I don't think I'd go as far as saying they were the better team, because they didn't really create anything clear-cut. We allowed them to have possession. We sat off them. I have no doubts in my mind that was part of Arsene Wenger's game plan. I thought we set up very well, and the defence held its own. Mohamed El Nene was really good in midfield at breaking up play. He wasn't winning every tackle, but he was really good at disrupting play even when he wasn't winning the ball. Excellent performance from him, as well as Francis Coquelin, up until the point when he got sent off as well. The midfield was really holding its own, keeping Dembele, keeping Eriksen quiet, especially keeping Dele Alli quiet in this game, and it did look comfortable for us at a point, and we did start to grow into that game a little bit more. We got our first goal towards the end of that first half in about the 39th minute through Aaron Ramsey. Wonderful build up to the goal. Danny Welbeck playing it into Hector Bellerin, who took it first time, playing it into Aaron Ramsey, behind him, and instinctive from Ramsey to flick it behind him, and it was one of those flicks that has come off in, you know, there's flicks. He does try to do them every single game, but this was the first one that had come off in about the whole course of the match. It was great to see it go into the back of net. It was the one time that it counted. Great to see it from Aaron Ramsey. That should do his confidence the world of good, and I fully expect to see better performances from him from now until the end of the season, because he's going to be a vital cog in how this Arsenal team performs for the remainder of the Premier League campaign. But a great goal to put us 1-0 to the good. I don't think I've actually celebrated that much in my front room over a goal. It was real elation over that. And we went into the second half 1-0 up, and it was just a case of seeing Tottenham out, closing them down, and getting another goal when possible on the counter-attack. I thought we started that second half really well. We were having a bit of possession. We were looking a lot more comfortable on the ball until the point where Francis Coquelin got sent off, which ruined the game, absolutely ruined the momentum that we had in the match. The first yellow card he got was stupid in the first half, picking up the ball, well, not picking up, but handling it when he shouldn't have done, expecting the foul to go his way. You don't do that as a professional footballer, and it's something I hate to see in the modern game. Too many footballers are doing it, grabbing the ball before the whistle's blown, expecting the foul to go their way. Coquelin has to have that drilled out of him as soon as possible. That second foul he committed was just stupid. Harry Kane seemed to be falling down as it was. He could have shepherded him out of play. He didn't do that, and Coquelin received a second yellow. I can't argue either of them. They were definite yellow cards, and he was rightly removed from the field of play. And then you've got Eric Dyer later on in the match, who pulled down Olivier Giroud for his what should have been second yellow card. I just think if Michael Oliver is going to be consistent in this match, Eric Dyer had to go as well. But that's one that remains to be debated. But for me, he definitely should have left the field of play if Francis Coquelin is also going to be sent off. Tottenham responded instantly from that red card that we got, and it was Alderweireld that scored from poor defending from a set piece. I believe it was a corner swung in, and then Alderweireld just poked it past David Ospina to make it 1-1. The momentum was with Spurs at that point, and almost immediately after that, Harry Kane got a goal, which was a sublime finish. Can't argue with that whatsoever. Mertesacker should have done better. He seemed to stop playing yet again, similarly to how he did against Swansea City in midweek. He should have cleared it out of play. It's pretty poor from Bellerin as well, but Harry Kane got in far too easily and put it in with like I say, a world-class finish past David Ospina. No one could have done anything about that. And like the BT Sport commentator said, used Gabriel as a mannequin of sorts, curled the ball around him and into the top right hand corner. You know, as a football fan, I can certainly admire that that was a world class finish. Just annoyingly, it had to come from Harry Kane in the North London derby. Made it 2-1 to Spurs, and last season I would have said that that's game over, and I honestly thought it was game over at that point. The way we seem to react from decisions that don't go our way has been pretty appalling, and even though we did go down to 10 men, I felt we could have done a much better job when rearranging the team, being a bit more disciplined in possession, but we seem to just lay off them as soon as possible, and that's how they got their 2 goals so quickly. We've got to be a lot more level headed when those kind of decisions don't go our way, and it's not the first time it's happened this season where we've responded really poorly to a decision that hasn't gone in our favour. But that's why Tottenham inevitably got their goals, and we did respond pretty well. Even when it was down to 10 versus 11, I felt we were still the side that were dictating the game a little bit more. We looked more comfortable on the ball, got a goal through Alexis Sanchez, a wonderful pass started off this move from Aaron Ramsey, involved in it yet again, playing it to Hector Bellerin. Bellerin plays it through to Alexis Sanchez, who seems to hit it into the floor past Hugo Lloris. Lloris could have done a little bit better, but who cares? Made it 2-2, and we did have a chance very late on in the game for Aaron Ramsey, who should have buried that chance. Unfortunately, he didn't, and we come away from the game with a point to our name, a 2-2 draw away from home at White Hart Lane. It's a performance that on the day we can certainly be proud of, but we knew heading into the match we needed to come away with 3 points. Unfortunately, we haven't done that, but there are a lot of positives to take. We just have to play with that kind of commitment and desire heading into the remainder of the season. And, you know, like I say, the Premier League title, as far as I'm concerned, is gone, but who's to say what could happen? This season has been so up and down. It's been so weird that, you know, we could win our next 9 games and lift the Premier League title with a 5-point gap to our name. But anyway, that's highly unlikely. That's probably not going to happen. Anyway, guys, get your thoughts on the game in the comments box below. Please do like this video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV if you are new to the channel. And as always, I'll be speaking to you very soon.